So to Poland, which is one of the biggest backers in Europe to Ukraine, and Warsaw says it'll spend $35 billion on its own military this year, the most in NATO as a share of the economy, and is encountering Russia on the diplomatic front too. The Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, says it'll focus on expanding the EU when it assumes the presidency next year. The Finance Minister is with me. Finance Minister Domański is with me. Sir, you heard there, this is a very serious and deteriorating effect. Poland absolutely on the front line, and now it seems Ukraine's also likely to be facing North Korea troops, and you're going to be spending even more money on defence.
We are ready to spend as much as necessary to defend our country. Currently, this year, we will spend 4.1% of our GDP, which is by far the highest share within all NATO members. And actually, next year, we will spend even more, close to 4.7% of our GDP.
Right.
And of course, we have to do that because the threat from Russia is very, very serious.
That was going to be my next question. Is it paranoia, or is it necessary that you have to spend those sort of sums?
No, it's absolutely any kind of paranoia. We need to get ready, and as I said, the threat from Russia is serious, and we just cannot ignore it. What we do need is more European solidarity in terms of common defense spending, and this is what we are trying to tell our friends in Brussels.
You see, the reality is that Poland has gone in the opposite direction from that which it was in the last 5 years or so because of the change of government. And you are much more Euro-friendly than Eurosceptic, but you have to live with countries like Hungary that are still maintaining the Euroscepticism and arguably the pro-Putin position.
Of course, there are countries that have very different positions within European Union. Having said that, the majority of European Union members do support Ukraine and is willing to help. And of course, Poland is in avant-garde of that help. So our job is also to convince all other countries to do their job.
The BRICS have been meeting, as you know, in the far east of Russia, in Kazakh. When you look at the BRICS and you see the way President Putin was able to basically have this major international conference with many leaders, not BRICS members, whether it's Malaysia, whether it's the whole variety, Egypt, countries who are happy to cozy up to Russia at the moment. And yet you're having to pay a fortune to defend against possible Russian aggression. How do you view those countries that are playing nice with Putin?
Well, we still don't know what is the outcome of this meeting. We know that Putin is trying to convince other countries to not to use dollar in their transactions as often as they used to. But it will be very difficult for them. And what we can do, we cannot ignore the threat from Russia. We have to invest in modernization of our army, and this is what we are doing in Poland, and this is what we are trying to convince our friends in Western European countries just to spend more on defense.
Sir, one last question, and I may have to interrupt you because we're waiting for a news conference in Los Angeles, so I do apologise in advance if I have to interrupt you. I'm not being rude. Finally, can we say that Poland, there is a softer, gentler Poland now when it comes to things like independence of the media, freedom of speech, LGBT rights, that the change of government is going to eventually translate itself into an easier society than we'd seen?
I mean, the change of the government that took place at the end of the last year, of course, was a dramatic U-turn for Poland. We came back to European values and free media and the values of Europe are now represented in the Polish government, and step by step we are also improving Polish economy, which will grow this year by around 3%.
An impressive performance, almost as good as Spain. Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful to you for your time. We'll talk more. I'm looking forward to talking to you next when I'm in Warsaw.